We spend a lot of time and effort trying to grow our retirement money. That's what our working years are mostly for. But Tony Robbins, author of the book Unshakeable, tells Yahoo Finance that we also need to learn how to avoid those things that shrink our accounts.
You know how compounding works. $1, compound is 2, 4, 8. If you compound $1 20 times, you end up with $1,048,000. But if you pay 33% tax along the way each year, what do you think you end up with? You end up with $28,000 instead of $1,048,000 by just taking those bites out. Mm-hmm. We know that investments compound if they grow, but so do taxes and so do fees.
Okay, so how do we keep taxes and fees from eating away at our nest egg?
I love listening to Tony Robbins because he gets right to the point. It's simple. Ask yourself this one question, folks. Do you know what your fees are on your accounts, investments, everything that your portfolio that you're using? Do you really know what you're paying in fees? If not, you can check in, call the administrator, and so forth. Have you actually looked at what your tax bracket is? We run a tax clarity software that tells you right now where your tax situation is, and that's very important going in the future. I mean, I look at Tim. Tim lives up in the mountains, and his wife, Margot, wonderful people. They came to me about 8 years ago when we first met. Tim's very wealthy, works for a high-tech company, and he had about $1.2 million in his portfolio account. And it was going up and down, and we ran the fee software, and he found out what he was paying in fees, and he said, Dolph, I basically had $1 million 12 and a half years ago, and now I'm at 1.2 because of all the volatility. Mind you, this is coming out of 2008, and I don't know if I can do it anymore. And I was like, Tim, realize in April of 2005, YouTube just started, and the first video came out was a 19-second video. I don't know if you know this, Chris, or not. It was a guy at a zoo talking about how elephants have really, really, really long trunks. That was April 23rd in 2005. The point I'm getting to on this is how quickly 14 years can go by.
Right.
I mean, we take YouTube for granted. If you need something how to do it, you go to YouTube. And Tim was on the point, he was like, I want to know what I'm going to have when I retire in 10 years from now. And so now we've taken his money for the income portion of it, and his $1.2 million has grown over $2 million. And guess what? He hasn't paid a nickel in fees, and it's been compounding interest over the years because it's paying tax deferred. And he's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. I don't understand why more people won't accept loss. Won't accept not losing anything. And they want all the upside. And I said, well, that's how Vegas got all their lights overnight. It's unbelievable. So when I sit down with Tim, and he's retired as of last year because he's ahead of schedule, it's a wonderful thing because he knows potentially his $2.1 million, and we're talking a lot of money here. You don't have to have that money to talk to us, but this is just his situation, could potentially been 2.5, 2.6, but it also could have stayed at 1.2. And it was a risk he was not willing to take for him and his wife because he's worked out and he wants to live comfortably at retirement, and now he succeeded in doing so.
Connect to at clearincomeforlife.com.